There was a girl named Maya. She wasn't unlike many of us. She'd wake up, and the first touch was her phone. The last thing she saw before sleep, the same blue glow. Maya wasn't living, she was scrolling. Hours would melt away in an infinite stream of news, photos, short videos, and memes that, in the end, left a strange emptiness in her chest. I remember her because one day I was just like Maya. It was as if with every scroll, a piece of my motivation was sucked into that glowing screen, leaving behind only the silent echo of what I should have been doing. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't a lack of ambition. It was an invisible prison, built pixel by pixel, notification by notification. She saw friends traveling, careers taking off, perfect lives. And each swipe of her finger dragged her deeper into comparison, inertia, the feeling that the world was moving on, but she was stuck, a captive to her own feed. Until one day, something broke. A silent crack that reverberated through her entire soul. And that's when the real story began. Have you ever felt life passing by while your eyes are glued to this screen? Have you ever wondered why motivation evaporates, your plans turn to smoke, and time just disappears? I know the feeling. I lived it. And I'm going to tell you the shocking truth about how endless scrolling is stealing your life, and what you need to do now to take back control. If you want to stop scrolling and start living, this video is for you. I remember that day like it was yesterday. My alarm went off at 6 a.m. The plan was to get up, meditate, maybe read a book before work. But my finger, it had a mind of its own. Automatically, it swiped to the Instagram icon. In the blink of an eye, 30 minutes had evaporated. 30 minutes I would never get back. And the worst part? I couldn't even remember what I'd seen. Just a fog, a dense fog of useless information that clouded my mind and drained my energy. This was my routine, and maybe it's yours too. It wasn't about addiction. It was about silent habits built without us realizing, stealing our ability to focus. I started noticing the pain, a growing discomfort that manifested as anxiety before sleep, as piled up tasks, and as the constant feeling of being behind, not for others, but for myself. That blue glow from the screen, once an invitation, now felt like an alarm, and that alarm was blaring. That's when I stumbled upon a disturbing study from Microsoft. They found that the average human attention span had dropped to just 8 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. Think about that, 8 seconds. How can you build anything meaningful, learn a new skill, or even have a deep conversation if your mind is constantly jumping to the next stimulus? This wasn't just a statistic, it was a cry for help from our own cognition. I didn't want to be a goldfish. I wanted my life back. And it was in that desperate search that I discovered the 4 strategies that actually work. They're not easy, but they're proven, and they require courage. Courage to face your own impulses, to break the cycle, and to reconnect with what truly matters. My first attempt was radical, but necessary. I called it the unexpected digital fast. I set fixed times, and outside of those, my phone simply didn't exist for me. Not in my pocket, not on my nightstand. I put it in a different room, or even during the most critical moments, put it in a box for a few hours. At first, the withdrawal was terrible. Every 5 minutes, my hand would reach for the empty space where the phone used to be. It was a mental itch, a silent withdrawal syndrome. But then, silence filled the space. And in that silence, my mind began to clear. I found myself looking out the window, noticing the birds singing, feeling the texture of my clothes. Real life was there, waiting. The secret here isn't to get rid of technology, but to master your relationship with it. Start small, 30 minutes, an hour, then extend it. You'll feel the shock, but also the relief. This was the game changer for notifications, the silent terror of our attention. The rule is simple. If a notification comes in, I don't check it immediately. I give myself 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, I ask myself, is this urgent? Do I need to respond now? 99% of the time, the answer was no. This small pause gave me the power to choose instead of react. It was the first time in years I felt like I was in control, not my phone. It was like breathing, truly, after being underwater. As Tim Ferriss said, distraction is the enemy of action, and this rule is your weapon against this silent enemy. I realized that trying to eliminate distraction completely was a losing battle. Our minds crave stimulation, so instead of fighting, I created the deliberate distraction slot. I scheduled specific times in my day, usually 15 to 20 minutes, to scroll guilt-free, to look at memes, news, whatever it was. These were my controlled indulgence moments. And what happened? The pressure of needing to see everything diminished. My mind knew it would get its dose later. This freed up my attention for important tasks, knowing there would be a specific time for digital leisure. The motivation for work returned because leisure was guaranteed, but under my control. Use an unforgiving timer. When the time is up, the scrolling stops. No excuses. This last strategy was the most emotional and the most transformative. I realized that endless scrolling was robbing me of something precious, real human connection. I started making a conscious effort to put my phone away during meals, conversations with friends and family, and even during a walk in the park. The world opened up. I listened more, saw more, felt more. Smiles were more real, laughter more resonant. The motivation I desperately sought wasn't in another online motivational video. It was in genuine interactions, in the warmth of a conversation without a screen dividing our attention. This reconnection with real life, with real people, was the most powerful fuel for my motivation. Because when you feel connected, you want to do more, be more. You want to live. I'm not asking you to throw your phone away. I'm asking you to question the control it has over you. I'm asking you to remember that focus you once had, that motivation that drove you. It's still there, hidden beneath layers of notifications and endless scrolling. I've shown you my personal hell of distraction. I've revealed the secret weapons I use to escape. But the truth is, these strategies are just tools. The real power lies within you. The choice is yours. Will you keep scrolling, letting life pass by through a screen? Or will you have the courage to switch off, to look up, and to restart your life? Do you believe it's truly possible to live without being chained to that screen? Have you ever felt the urgency to get your focus back, but didn't know where to start? If this story touched you, if with every word you felt a familiar discomfort, it's because this video needed to reach you, now. If you're ready to take back control, subscribe to the channel, but only if you have the courage to truly change.